look at you, it's like I got the whole room on the tip of my finger, and I'm pointing it right back to you. When I look at you, it's like I got the whole universe, the whole universe.
Hey guys, how's it going? And thank you for joining us here on the Morning Star Drive on 117.8. But today is special once again because it is the Artist Series edition. And today, who are we meeting? None other than the OGs. The beginning of where everything, all this new music started coming out. Everyone, please welcome the Sumni boys. Woo!
Hey.
How you guys doing?
Doing good, man.
Oh man, I'm super excited about this because we've announced this already. That big, you have that new song that just comes out called "Alone I Pray." So super excited about this. How you guys doing?
Oh, we're so excited with it. It's a project that we've it's been like a year or so, and we're excited. Yeah, we're excited to finally work on a project, and me and Mike, every time we work on a project, sometimes there's some projects that doesn't go through. We'll feel it. We'll be like, it's not it. But this one, we were like, yo, this one's good. So let's start with this one. So.
Dude, this is exciting. That's like a year of conditions that were set to make this first one come out.
Yeah.
Hey, when was the last, Tales of a Longing Heart? What year was that? It feels like it's forever.
That came out in 2020.
Wow, 2020.
So that came out COVID happened March. We dropped it in June of 2020.
Dude, so that was a lifesaver too. That's a lifesaver because in COVID, you got nothing, you're so inside your room, but at least you got some good music to listen to. You can chill, and it's really Providence style music and wholesome. So I think it was a lifesaver even for me on my podcast because I'm playing all these old Sumni Boys songs. I'm like, I need something new, right? So I am super excited about this one because this is coming out on 3/16. So by the time this comes out, it's already out. So let's get into it. How did this all begin of this new song, Alone I Pray?
Okay, I think for me and Mike, the fact that we haven't come out with any music at all, I think it was a good time for us to reflect on ourselves. Who are we as artists? What makes us stand out? And I realized in terms of skill, compared to anything in the world, is just, we're not even up there. I feel we're still improving, but I think the thing that makes us stand out is just having the word, right? The fact that we put the word in the music is just that makes us special. That makes us who we are. And so I realized that, and I was like, yo, let's go with this direction. This is who we are, and let's be who we are, and put that in the music. And that's what the direction is for this next album that we're producing right now. And with the first song was, I had a realization. I was like, dude, we always start with every album. We always start with an introduction. And I felt like, dude, anything you do in Providence, you pray, right? You pray and then you do the thing. So I was like,
oh, nice. Yeah.
Let's make a prayer song. But I didn't want to make a prayer song where you're just like, dear God, stuff like that. I wanted to make it cool to where, it's a song, but it's a prayer too as well. And so that was the kind of theme with this. And the fact that there's a Providence song already called Alone I Pray just felt like a perfect song to just sample and then make a beat out of it. And that's what we did with that one.
Oh, nice. Mike, what about you? When you I guess it was Andrew the one that came up with the idea, but when you guys were discussing it, what were you thinking at this time?
Well, it went along the same lines, because we didn't, make music for a while, right? And then, it's I'm like, man, I want to make something, but it's what do we do? We don't want to just put something out because we know we can, but we want to have a real meaning behind it. We want to be able to really portray God's heart in Shimjang, right? And so when Andrew told me the idea, I was like, Alone I Pray. Well, first he just showed me I think he just showed me the beat first. He didn't even really tell me anything. But when I heard it, I was like, whoo. That sample hit, I was like, yo, okay, Edge is in the bag. But when I heard it and when he told me the idea afterwards, I was like, oh wow, that kind of does fit us. It's we're finding ourselves, we're remembering our sound, why we made the music. It really gave me, good vibes when I was writing the lyrics. to how I started in the beginning. Like I was really
Right.
more word focused, word based, and really made that like my thing. And you know, of course, I always make all my songs with the word. But you know, as I hear my newer songs, it's like, oh yeah, you know, I was trying to be a little bit cooler there, you know, whatever. But you know, right now, I really feel like I'm getting back to those roots.
Wow.
Right. Awesome. Andrew, when you came up, like when you're starting to figure out what this first song is going to be, like where did the inspiration come to like sample "Alone I Pray"? Like where did that come from?
So this is the story, and basically it all started with a soccer tournament.
Wait, is it the soccer tournament that never happened?
It never happened. Like
I know, it just never happened. Yeah, I know.
So this tournament, for this tournament that never happened, right? It was a tournament that for our church, you know, Houston Eagle Church, we were really excited for, and you know, the fact that I was kind of like in charge of like everyone here, so I was kind of like the team captain here. I was like, dude, we have to pray. Like, let's pray to prepare. And we were praying every single day. We set the condition every single day, and it got to a point where like our prayers got more deeper and deeper for soccer, right? And it was moments where like we were crying, we were motivated, we were like it brought so much when we were praying. And the day of the tournament, right? It was so late. Like we when we arrived, because we had to go to California for this tournament that didn't happen. Like it, we came to the hotel and it was already 2 a.m, and we were like, dang, like how do we pray in the morning, right? So I was just like, dude, you know, I was like, I had inspiration. I was like, dude, if no one prays, I will pray for the team. I will pray for every single body individually. And that night I prayed, and then like a few of us prayed, Mike prayed too, but just it was hard, and I think that really motivated us to that prayer is so strong, and that tournament went really well for us. We were able to win, but that was that showed me the power of prayer. That showed me like, wow, prayer is.
You guys don't have to rub that in.
I didn't say anything.
And the funny thing is like for the game-winning goal, Andrew scored on me. Gets the MVP.
But it didn't happen in the tournament. It never happened though.
It never happened though. But if it did, you probably would have scored on me and got the MVP. If it did happen, right? Wow, that's really, really deep. That you know, you took it upon yourself to have responsibility. For, like, it almost feels like on a very small scale, how like Sunscreen will pray for everyone else, even if no one else is praying in the most like dire situation, right? So I think that's a really inspiring story. So where did the beat come from then?
That was the thing. Like when I try to sample music, I always look at problem songs, and I'm just going down the list, trying to listen to all of them. And you know, I already do listen to them, but then I'm just looking at it, going through it over. And then for me, when I hear a song, like, or when I'm trying to sample things, it has to have like something catchy, like in my ears. Like I've kind of gotten a sense of like what's sampleable and what's not. And And that was a song, like, it sounded good. So I was like, you know, let me just play around, because a lot of times making music is just playing around. You got to play. Sometimes things doesn't work. Sometimes things does. And I was just playing around with the song, and then somehow it just sounded good. And I was like, oh my gosh, let me take this part, that part, let me put it here. And then let me add a beat, right? And I think this is a really cool thing, like what me and Mike, what we've gotten into right now, the kind of like the UK style, like the UK style drill beats. They're really popular now, right? And I was like, yo, let's add that beat. Let's do that kind of beat with this song. And we added it, and I was like, oh my gosh, this sounds so good. I remember the first day when I got it done, I told Dina, right, my wife, to come over. I was like, hey, you need to listen to this. And she's like, all right. And I played it to her, and she was like, oh. So I already knew, like, okay, this is a good beat, because, you know, I hope my wife's not biased or anything, but I feel like she would tell me like if the beat sucks or not, right? So she told me like, oh, okay, this is good. So I was like, all right, good. And I showed it to Mike. Mike was like, it's crazy. And yeah, we decided to work on it.
Nice. What? Because at this moment, I haven't even heard the song. At this moment, by the time this is released, I'm gonna hear the song already. So,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, for you guys, like, can you guys give me a sample? Like, what's the hook that for you guys, like, oh, this is the hook in the song?
The hook of the song, like
Yeah, the one that everyone's gonna keep singing over and over and over. Like, there's those songs where you might not be able to do all the lyrics, but when the hook comes, everyone sings that one part. You know what I mean?
okay, I'm not gonna. There's the chorus has a singing hook, but then I think the cool thing is that we sampled the song and then we actually decided to take the melody of the chorus and put it in the song. But it's not the it's not the song, but it's in the song, like the chorus of the Alone I Pray, it's in the song. And you'll be able to hear that. And so we kind of we paid honor to the song and stuff, just to
get some homage.
Nice. All right, so let's go into the lyrics. We'll start off with you, Mike. I want to know, like, what was your thought, or what was the process for you making lyrics, and what was the process for you getting into these lyrics?
Yeah, okay, so I pulled my lyrics up just to look at them. So this was kind of like, the first song after a while, I sat down and wrote. And like my dad.
Wait, one thing before you start. When you guys were actually recording, were you guys rusty, like with your raps and stuff?
Well, not actually. For me, not too much. Like I kind of got the rap down pat, but when it comes to like singing, that's harder for me a little bit. So I was a little rusty on that.
Well, Andrew, what about you? Were you rusty at all, like getting into it?
Yeah, I was really rusty. I think with the beat making too, and the producing and it was all rusty. I just had to like relearn everything and just like, oh, okay, but it came quick, but it was still rusty though.
Okay, cool. All right, so okay, Mike. So where's this process going? Like, how you get the lyrics and stuff?
Okay, so I think where I was going, I was like, so it took a while to make some songs, and my dad always tells me like, yo, you need to practice, man. You're gonna lose it. You're gonna lose your rapping skills. And I'm like, yeah, Dad. I'm like, I got this. When Holy Spirit got me, you know what I'm saying? but he is right though. He is right, because it took me a little while to finish it. But as I was making it, I wanted to make it in a way like, if the listener hears it, even though it's me like rapping my prayer to God, they can relate to it and they can be like, I'm rapping a prayer to God as well, even though these are my words that I use, that God inspired me to use. And so like,
whoa.
Okay, you can go.
No, I was just like, so then your theme is, it's your prayer to God. That's the lyrics?
Yeah, for my verse, it was like,
oh, sweet. Okay.
And so one of the, I guess I can give you, one line. I was like, I'm back. They mad that I made it. I know that the Satans, they hate it. And so that was like me telling God, like, I'm back making your music. I'm back doing your will. And so the Satans are mad. They mad that we back. And so that's like kind of like a little snippet of what you can feel from it.
Oh, awesome. Hey, because by the time people see this, they've already heard the lyrics and everything else, so we can go a little bit deeper into it, because no one's going to see this video until like a week later.
True,
so everyone's heard it, right? Give me your favorite, or the line in your lyrics that you're like, man, this was tough, or this has a story behind it, or you're like, oh, this is the one I like, my favorite part of the lyrics that I rapped.
Let's see.
I think for Mike's, there was he says it like twice, like, please bless me. And I think when I hear the song and when he says it so earnest. Like, I think that's the thing about the song, is that the lyrics feel so earnest, like almost like a prayer. And I felt like when he said that to me, it was like, oh dang, that, like, I really feel sincerity when you say that. Like, I feel like, dang, you're really earnest right here saying it.
Awesome. So Mike, what was your favorite line from yours?
I see, my favorite line. It's so hard. It's so many. I think
We got
so
time,
many
bro. You
tracks.
can go over the ones you want.
That's true. Because I love how I started. I say, I pray to never just settle for good when great is available.
Oh, yeah.
I like, because me, I'm really on this thing about like, I want to be great, you know? And so like, I keep on saying it like, God, I want to be great. I'm going to be great. I'm going to keep on doing it. But I feel like one of the lines that I really loved is that because, you know, this is like based off the soccer tournament that never happened, right? And so one of the lines I said, look at my efforts lately. I'm setting conditions daily. I'm praying on my knees to bless me.
Right.
And so, you know, that was like our condition. We said, you know, we actually set a 40-day condition, actually, you know, we actually did these things. And, you know, I really feel like, you know, God gave it to us. And, you know, it's not, you know, even like in the terms of the tournament, you know, we don't know if we're going to win still, even if we do this condition, even if we did these things, you're still not, you know, granted you're going to win yet. Right. And so, you know, we're like, you know, God, you know, just see our efforts. And, you know, if, you know, we have to do our part, right? We have to do our part. And so, you know, we did our part. And so in the end, you know, we felt like, wow, you know, we did it. And, you know, we was truly able to overcome.
Wow. Oh, yeah. I think that's an important thing for us to, important thing for everyone to remember is like, even if you set the conditions, like there's no guarantee, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we don't know what God's will is. Because technically, you know, imagine we were doing 70 days of prayer or something like that, right? Like no one knows like exactly what's happening around. It's like you have to pray no matter what. Yeah, that's really deep. That when you said that, it kind of made me think a lot like, yeah, there's no guarantees. Even if you pray, we have no idea what's going on. How long was your process, bro, for to get all your lyrics done?
For me, because I'm weird when I write lyrics. Like I don't write my lyrics like from top to bottom. It's like I got the beginning, I got the end, I got the middle. Like it's like I'm putting a puzzle together. I'm like, I don't know why that happened, but that's how I write my lyrics. And so,
oh man, oh that's interesting. Like most people would go from front to like beginning to end, right?
Yeah,
like
but
I do that.
It also just depends on different songs too. Like some songs I could just boop, I could just go. Some songs I literally start from the back. Like it's
really
weird.
That's so weird. Yeah, I wouldn't understand how that works.
I guess it's because when I'm writing something and I hear the beat, at that particular part, I would say something and I'm like, oh, I like that. So I'm just plug that in there.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. That makes sense.
It would happen like that sometimes.
Yeah. Andrew, how about you? You're producing and stuff like that. And in the other songs, you know, from Tales of a Longing Heart, you do a lot of singing more than rapping, right?
Yeah. I decided to go, I was like, for that album, I was like, yeah, let me see if I can just sing the whole way.
That's crazy.
But this one, I was like, you know, let me go back to my roots. Let me rap. And for the chorus I sing, but then for the verse I rap. And yeah, for me, I have to go from top to bottom. Like unless there's like there's something I really want to say, then I'll save it later, and then I'll see if I can plug it in. But most times I'm just coming from the top to bottom. And yeah, like I was actually really happy to like start rapping because to me rapping is easier, right? It's hard. I'm not a natural singer, so it's hard for me to sing honestly. But yeah, rapping was it was fun for this song. And I guess like my favorite line I guess would be like just the beginning part of my verse, right? Like I said, no, I'm not slipping through. No, I'm not falling down. The only thing that's falling is my knees on the floor. I'm praying. So that's my first verse part right there, and I really like that. That's pretty cool.
Where does like for you guys, where does your inspiration come from? Like when you are making lyrics, it comes out of nowhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not like you have like a library of stuff. Like the one thing that is really interesting to me is when you're rapping and stuff, it's just like you're picking it from out of nowhere and then you're making it into this lyric. So I'm trying to figure out the creation process for you guys of these lyrics. Like where do you guys get the inspirations from?
Well, for me, I believe like there was a Sunday message. It was talking about like prayer like a while back. And so I was like, all right, that's going to be my basis. So whatever notes I wrote for the message,
Right.
I look at that and I'm like, okay, I'll look at this. Let's see what I got. And then that'll be one of the starts. And then after that, it's just like whatever comes.
Really? And it just kind of comes in your head.
Yeah, because like sometimes I'll be working and then I work like, I guess maybe an hour. I'm not done. And then, you know, I just put it away. And then sometimes I'm just doing whatever in the day. I listen to music and then I'm like, oh man, I'm kind of inspired to go. And then I just go. Like, I kind of have to listen to it. If I don't listen to it, I could lose, you know, that lyric. So that's kind of like how I do my process a little bit.
Oh, Andrew, how about you? Where does it all come from?
I don't know, honestly, you know, I told Dina this, and to me, I don't think it's like anything crazy, but sometimes like I'll sleep. I don't know if this is normal, but like very rarely, but sometimes I'll sleep and then I'll hear like a melody in my head or I hear a line and then I wake up and be like, oh yeah, that sounds good.
I wish I had that.
And so I told Dina this and she was like, that's not normal. That's crazy. I don't get that.
Yeah, that's not like, normal. I'm like, what?
So yeah, like sometimes I'll hear a melody and I'll go to like the mic and then I'll try to reproduce that melody. But when I say this happens, I say this like happens very rarely. This doesn't happen very common, but sometimes it happens.
Wow.
But most times when I'm just like doing it, I just trial and error, just like putting stuff down. I'm just writing whatever, and then whatever catches on, I'll be like, okay, this, and this. So that's pretty much what I do for that.
How about, you know, it's been 2 years since you guys actually came out with your last album, which means that, you know, your album comes out, but then way before that, you already have so much work. You're already done everything before the album releases, right? So it's been like 2 years since you've last made a song. What was it like for you guys getting back together? Was it easy? Was it like motivating, or was it kind of like, I don't know, like, what was it like coming back after 2 years?
It felt weird in a good way. Yeah. Because it's like, before we made music, Andrew wasn't married, right?
I wasn't.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I was going to ask you if you're going to change your rap name to The Deacon.
No, I'm still, you know, it's not gonna change. Doesn't change.
Oh, come on, you be Double D, Deacon Drew.
Oh my God. Oh man. Yeah, but
yeah,
it was like it was like different in a good way. Like it was like, wow, you know, we're coming back. Like I just remember like, wow, there's so much, you know, stuff we did, you know, as we recorded, you know, we started in 2014. I was 19, you know what I'm saying? And so like I've known him for a long time, and it's like, wow, like we're like men now, you know, and then we're making, you know, this music, you know, for God, and like we're still keeping on going, and I just felt God's happy, you know, and you know, it's cool. I get to hang out with my bro.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think, you know, I think you're half true, because Andrew's a man now. I don't know about you.
I set myself up for failure.
He's like, we're men. I'm like, well, maybe Andrew only.
Oh man.
Yeah, how about you, Andrew? How was it for you just getting back into things together with Mike?
Well, that's the thing. I got married, and when I got married, a lot of things changed. You know, Dina moved in, and it was a lot of moving in the house. You know, I actually had to. So I had my own room, right? And basically, that room was like the studio, right? That's where we made all our music, right? Well, when I got married, Dina didn't like the space. She felt it was too small. So what we decided to do was we moved to a different room where it was a lot bigger. It had a bathroom, but it didn't have any of my studio stuff, right? So basically, I moved in. I cleared out everything, and we don't have no studio. It was nothing, right? True. And when we decided to make music, I was like, man, I got to make some sort of space. So I was able to find like this, you know, the guest room. I decided to turn the guest room into like a little small studio space, like a little bit definitely a downgrade from what we were coming from, right? And I just have like basic equipment, like just the bare necessities of just making music and recording, and that's all I did. That's all I worked on it. But yeah, we kind of downgraded, and that was a little bit awkward, but we made it work. And going into the music part when we were recording, it felt a little bit awkward, but we started getting the groove of things eventually. So it was cool.
I was like, how do I put the mic stand up again?
How long was your whole process? Like from beginning of starting the beat and everything else, all the way to the end of producing mastering the entire song. How long did that take?
That was that was the thing. It was funny because like that's another thing too. Like now I'm working full time, trying to support my family. You know, it was hard to make like actual beat and produce it. So I had to actually had to take the downtime at my work and just work on music. And then, but I realized the amount of work that I took on making the beat was like 8 hours. And I realized like, wow, like when I was younger, I could just do this all day, right? Just make music. But now with all these different responsibilities, I have to break it up, right? Like I have to break 2 hours here and 2 hours later. But yeah, it's pretty much the same amount of time you got to make these music, you know? And
right. Oh, wow. So then the total time you said was how many, was it like months or like altogether? Like from the beginning till now is how many days or how many months?
I think honestly 2 weeks. 2 weeks of work of in terms of both me and Mike. If Mike were to work on the lyrics, it took him about like 2 weeks. Me in 2 weeks. So yeah, I would say 2 weeks in making the song and completing it. But we were really
that's really fast.
Yeah, we were really
that's really fast.
Yeah.
Oh wow. What kind of other stuff you got in the pipeline right now? Like other songs, you have other songs ready, or you know, you're working on other stuff right now?
Yeah, so before we were recording this, we were actually finishing up a track right now that we were working on for 2 weeks too. So
nice. And that one's gonna come out. Do you know when that one will be ready, or you're not sure?
Not sure. Maybe try to find a significant date, something. I don't know. Maybe Mother's Day. I don't know. But
Mother's Day. Like when you say significant, I'm thinking Providence. You're like, yeah, you know, like Mother's Day or something like that. Hanukkah, you know, or Kwanzaa. Oh man, I'm looking forward to it. And I'm gonna ask you guys is there was a shift from your before Tales of a Longing Heart, you had your musical style, and then there's a big shift to Tales of a Longing Heart, which is a lot more mellow, right? More singing, and it's like kind of like it's chill music, right? Are you guys planning to move to something different again, or what are you guys thinking right now?
I think that was a good question. Like actually, I think for us with this album, we want to. Like I was just thinking about the past albums, right? Like I think in these 2 years, me and Mike, we were both listening to our old songs, and we're like, "Yo, this was amazing." And I felt like we want to go back to the root of things. And being this next album, the number 8, right, standing for complete. I was like, dude, let's go full circle and try to recreate, like find our sound, and I think that's what we're trying to do. So definitely, this next album is gonna be more sounding of our older sounds for sure.
Oh, nice. It's
funny,
gonna be a little bit faster.
Andrew,
yeah.
Oh, it's funny. I just told Andrew like, yeah, because we talked about the idea, and I was like, yeah, it feels like like we're dipping our toe back in there, and we're getting that familiarity back, and then from there, I think it's gonna be crazy.
Well, I'm going to give you a kind of like a reference that the feeling I have right now is really interesting because it reminds me of like Outkast.
Oh.
Like they have this beat and then they kind of diverge a bit and they have their different styles of music. And then, it's like you can see there's like a growth and a maturity, right? Of course, Outkast didn't end very well, but you guys are still in the middle where there was like a shift of where it changed, where Andre's like got that funky stuff where Big Boy's more of that like bass, the deep bass and stuff. But it kind of reminds me, you guys have like that thing where you have this upbeat, really like fun, happy stuff, and you went really mellow again. So I was like, oh, I wonder if there's going to be another shift or a change. And I thought that was really interesting.
Oh, that's fire.
Yeah. Yeah. You guys are like constantly reinventing yourself, which is awesome.
Dang.
Yeah. How about, do you guys like, this is something that this might not be the near future, but what about like you guys ever plan on like kind of like building a real studio and stuff like that where you guys could just boom make your music?
Oh, that's we don't know what's in the works. We don't know what's in the works. I think with Houston Eagle Church too, I think we don't know what's in the works for there too. We're seeing a lot of big growth in our church and we're seeing it improve. So I'm excited to see what will happen. And it's not just us making music. It's like you know, even your sister and Jerry in our church, they do a lot of the demos for Providence, and you know, those are really big musical projects, and they're working on their projects, you know, too. So the fact that our church too has so much musical stuff going on, there might be a studio in the church in
Dude,
the church.
that would be crazy.
Yeah,
No, right?
That would be crazy. Yeah. Because
So-
like we talked about this in the other interviews, you guys have like a crazy talented church when it comes to music.
Mhm.
Oh, that'd be great. Oh man, I think once you get that, I think a lot of people who are artists will start moving over to like kind of migrating over to that area because that's where the music is, kind of thing.
Oh, hopefully.
That'd be great.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Houston,
Yeah, for me
please.
too. Huh?
Come to Houston.
Dude, hey, you know what? I just talked to P. Nate already, so I might be doing a visit sometime, probably in like April or May, somewhere around that time. I gotta go visit. Yeah, I gotta go visit. I'm super excited. You know, you guys, it's like the fams over there.
Yeah.
And I gotta take revenge for the tournament that never happened. Yeah. And that winning goal of the entire tournament, that was on me. That would have been on me if it was a real tournament, but yeah. There will either be repeat or revenge. It'll be one of the two. I want to ask you guys another question when it comes to the song "Alone I Pray." I'll start with Mike.
Okay.
What is when with all your lyrics and the things that you rapped, what is the message or the key message you wanted to convey to the audience from your rap and everything else? What do you think that key message is that you want everyone to feel or to know while they listen?
Okay. Yeah. So obviously it's about pray. There's one line. I guess I'll go back to another line where it kind of gives that you know, that meaning to the song. You know, I was like,
Right.
Tribulations always come and go, and I'll never stop, just always know. And so that's kind of the message right there. Like, you know, no matter how much, you know, you're praying, you pray all the time, and you know, it may not happen right away. It may take some time, and even though, you know, tribulations may happen, you know, never be down, but it's just like, that's the progress, that's the process, you know, we need to take. And if you keep on going until the end, you pray to the end, you know, everything will work out.
Awesome. What about you, Andrew? What message you want to give to the audience, or what were you trying to convey?
I think for me, like the fact that prayer is like a, you know, intimate time with God, you know, so it's like very loving. I think there's also like there's this aggression, right? There's prayer, there's love, but then there's also like this aggressiveness and this side that you want to do something, you want to accomplish something. And I think that's what I wanted to show within the song, was that you have this beat, right? And you hear the sample of it. It's very loving, it's very sincere, but at the same time, it's very aggressive. It has a nice blend of that. And I wanted to show that within the song too, that prayer can be, you know, powerful, and it be like very, very, very strong, and as well as intimate. And I think that's what I wanted to show within the song. And I felt like we accomplished it. Like that's what prayer should have, you know.
Oh yeah, I think, like I said, I haven't heard the song yet myself. Of course, by the time this comes out, everyone's going to hear it. But I am super looking forward to it, and I know that you guys put a lot of like prayer, hard, you know, sweat and tears. Like if you guys are going to pray 40 days for a tournament that never happened, then I can't imagine how much you put in effort for this song over here. And I'm super thankful and grateful that you guys are continuously doing this and reinventing and making yourselves even more so. Guys, I am my, you know, I give you the tip of the hat. I tip my hat to you. I give you a big nod because you guys are awesome. And like I said, OGs, meaning there was no one really doing this.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
There's no one really doing this until you guys came out and we're all like, what? Like what's this kind of thing? And then people in Korea found out about it. And then like even for me, when I looked at the girl groups, like remember there's a lot of girl groups before.
Yeah.
But it wasn't quite like it wasn't quite getting to that point where it's like current, modern, and like, oh, like all the kids were like, oh, this is crazy, this is so good, right? And I think you guys paved the way. And then after you guys came that other group, Dioings, like they came after you. And that group too is like I think they're similar in age to you also. Yeah. And they were starting to do stuff for like going, oh gosh, this sounds like real stuff kind of thing. So I'm super grateful for you guys. You guys have any last words you guys want to tell the audience about this song, Alone I Pray? Anything, any last words that you want to give to them?
Don't give up. You know, don't give up. Don't feel like you need a lot of things. You know, all it starts is that little action. All it starts is that one little prayer. You know, that one little things to get started. You know, for God to get started in our lives, in your life, and just never give up. You know, always get back up, and it doesn't matter where you stray off from, but what matters is how you end, right? And that's the most important thing, is how you finish.
Yeah, and then I guess what I want to say is, you know, when you guys hear Andrew's verse, here's my verse, here's the chorus, you know, that you can, you know, be inspired when you hear it. And, you know, even though we made this, you know, this is, you know, God, Holy Spirit, you know, talking to you guys as well. So, you know, I want you guys to remember that. And then, you know, hope you guys love the song. Oh, yeah.
Awesome. No, I don't think anyone's gonna not love the song. When we vote, you've already got a track record, right, of all these songs people listen to. So I'm sure everyone is super excited, or now that they've listened to it, they're really, really happy with what they hear and looking forward to the next song. All right, everyone, we've come to the very end of today's interview with the Sumni boys. Haven't seen them in a while. It's been 2 years since we've had a song come out, but now we have it. Alone I Pray. Everyone, have an amazing and awesome week. We'll see you guys again next week. Everyone, bye-bye.
Bye.
Please don't let me down, Lord. I know I can trust you with all my heart. So I'm on my knees, praying for you to always come through. Even if I pray all night, all I want is for your will be done. So I'm on my knees, praying for you to always come through. No, I'm not slipping through. No, I'm not falling down. The only thing that's falling is my knees on the floor. I'm praying, Lord, will you give me strength? Lord, will you give me power? I can't do this myself, so bless me in the morning hours. All the demons test me, but they will never shake me. If I pray, they hit me. If I pray, you love me. Connected with you is the only thing that matters. And honestly, I couldn't be happier. While I'm praying on my knees, I trust you with all my heart. For you always come through. For myself, for my family, for myself alone I pray. Please don't let me down, Lord. I know I can trust you with all my heart. So I'm on my knees, praying for you to always come through. Even if I pray all night, all I want is for your will be done. So I'm on my knees, praying for you to always come through.
I pray to never just settle for good when great is available. Who's the mastermind behind this mind? I give all the credit to God, that's why I'm back. They mad that I made it, I know that the Satans, they hate it. I keep working hard just to make progress. Now I'm on 10, trust is the process, ayy. Look at my efforts lately, I'm setting conditions daily. I'm praying on my knees, so bless me. Please bless me, please bless me. Tribulations always come and go, I will never stop, just always know. Your focus determines reality, stay solid, that's why I'm
praying on my knees, I trust you with all my heart. For you to always come through. For myself, for my family, on myself alone I pray. Please don't let me down, Lord. I know I can trust you with all my heart. So I'm on my knees, praying for you to always come through. Even if I pray all night, all I want is for your will be done. So I'm on my knees, praying for you to always come through.